Today I'm going to be showing you how to install the Windy Nation solar panel kit for your travel trailer or RV. Start off by installing the 4 Z brackets with a 10mm wrench and a 10mm socket. Once you finish installing all the Z brackets, take the solar panel up to the roof of your travel trailer or RV and put it in the predetermined install location. Apply a generous amount of Dicor Lap Sealant under each of the Z brackets. Once you've got sealant under all 4 Z brackets, secure the solar panel with 4 screws. In our case we used wood screws because we have a rubber roof with plywood underneath. And then check to make sure that the mount is secure. And finish off with sealant over top of the screw and use a healthy amount. Once the solar panel is mounted, we're going to go ahead and remove the refrigerator vent cover. You do this by removing the sealant, which we've already done, and then the 4 screws. Once you've removed all 4 screws, the refrigerator vent cover should lift right off. Go ahead and use a pair of dikes or wire cutters to cut a little bit of this mesh out and leave enough room to push the wires down. Make sure to check that there's no sharp edges that are going to cut the wire. Cut the wire that came with your solar kit in half. Feed the wires down the refrigerator vent. Next, remove the refrigerator vent and find the wires that you fished down. Drill a hole into the cabinet below the refrigerator. Fish the wires into the hole. Inside the trailer, look for these wires under the refrigerator. Remove the screws holding the converter to the cabinet. Carefully slide the converter out so that there's room to work behind it. Next, finish running the wires from your solar panel to the solar charge controller's predetermined install location. Use 4 screws to mount your charge controller. Cut the excess wire. Use the remaining wire to run from the charge controller back to the converter. This travel trailer had a distribution block inside of the converter. Most travel trailers will either have a distribution block inside the converter or there'll be wire nuts behind it that you can hook on to. Make sure that you make note of which wire you're connecting to positive and which wire you're connecting to the negative distribution block. Make the battery connections on the charge controller. Next, make sure the remaining 2 wires are separated and not touching. Install the fuse in line and plug the solar panel into the cables that you fed down the roof. Use a multimeter to check which wire is positive and which wire is negative. Next, connect the wires from the solar panel to the charge controller. Double check to make sure all your connections are secure, and it doesn't hurt to give a little tug on the wire to make sure it's not going to come out. Reinstall the 4 screws on the refrigerator vent. Finish it off with Dicor Lap Sealant to ensure there's no leaking. Seal the hole that you made to run the wires into the vehicle. Lastly, check your solar charge controller to make sure everything is connected correctly and it does not show any errors. Check our description for links to everything you need to install solar on your RV or travel trailer.